Maraval Road. This is TTT News at 6:30 p.m.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keisha Marie Charles.
And I'm Carrie Roberts. Welcome to TTT News. In our first story tonight, in 2022, Tobago's economy declined. This, according to THA Minority Leader Kelvin Morris, during his contribution to budget debate in the Tobago House of Assembly on Thursday. Mr. Morris said the Chief Secretary withheld the alarming data in his budget delivery.
Tobago's economy declined by 2%. Construction and quarrying declined by a mammoth 34.7%. Finance and real estate declined by 5.1%. And the agricultural sector declined by 9.5%. Whilst the manufacturing sector declined by an alarming 16.2%. Deputy Presiding Officer, the Chief Secretary in his delivery of the budget presentation on Monday refused and or neglected to present the data I just mentioned above.
Mr. Morris described Monday's budget presentation as a fairy tale, as he noted the THA had additional resources to care for Tobago's economy.
What is even more alarming is that this administration had an increase in allocation of over $300 million in fiscal 2021. This, as far as I can recall, has been the highest allocation of any Tobago House of Assembly administration. Yet, on the watch of this Chief Secretary and Secretary of Finance, we had declining.
The minority leader also accused the THA administration of political victimization and the abandonment of several projects on the island. Mr. Morris said instead of fighting for Tobago, the executive has been fighting against Tobagonians.
And Muslims worldwide today celebrated Eid-ul-Adha. They commemorate the 4-day feast by ritually slaughtering livestock and distributing the meat among family, friends, and the poor. Nigel Alexander visited the farm of President of the Trinidad Unified Farmers Association, Shiraz Khan, as he observes Eid-ul-Adha each year. Mahalia Joseph Wharton has more.
On Eid-ul-Adha, Muslims commemorate Prophet Ibrahim's devotion to Allah and his readiness to sacrifice his son Ishmael. Before he could carry out the sacrifice, God provided a ram as an offering. To remember his sacrifice, the act of Qurbani is carried out following the Eid Salah or prayers, which are performed in congregation at the nearest mosque. President of the Trinidad Unified Farmers Association, Shiraz Khan, has been observing Eid-ul-Adha for as long as he can remember.
The best thing to do is to be in Saudi Arabia to perform the pilgrimage, the Hajj. But because everybody can't go there and some of us can't afford it, the next best thing to do is fast in the first 9 days of Dhul-Hijjah and perform the sacrifice of the animal. So that is what we are here today. Britain, Ibrahim alayhi salam command to slaughter that which he loved most, which was his son, but instead of slaughtering the son, he slaughtered a sheep.
He explained why Eid-ul-Adha is so significant to all Muslims.
When you slaughter the animal, you're slaughtering all your problems and looking for betterment for everybody and the whole country as a whole, the whole world.
He said doing this purifies them.
We cannot cut our nails, we cannot cut our hair and all of that. So it's a sacrifice. And this sacrifice is not like, you have to put money out. It's just a personal thing. And some of us will fast for 9 days, some will fast for 2 days, some will fast for 3 days. But we do the best we could.
The meat from the sacrificed animal is divided into 3 parts. The family retains 1/3 of the share, another third is given to relatives, friends and neighbors, and the remaining third is given to the poor and needy. Mahalia Joseph Wharton, TTT News.
First Citizens Bank has been praised by Finance Minister Colm Imbert for its growth in the banking industry, especially in the last decade. Sunalala reports.
Finance Minister Colm Imbert has lauded First Citizens Bank for its consistent growth and profitability, the latest being $734 million after taxation for fiscal 2022.
I think within the first few years of FCB, back in the 90s, I think the bank made a profit of $20 million. And that was hailed as a fantastic achievement because remember, this was 3 failed banks that somehow 2 years later made a profit of $20 million. Now, 30 years later, the bank is making a profit before tax of almost $8 billion. So congratulations again.
Minister Imbert added that even the bank's assets have increased significantly over the last decade.
If I go back 10 years or 12 years, I would see your assets were somewhere around $35 billion. Now $45 billion. So your assets have grown by $10 billion in 10 years.
The finance minister, who's also the MP for Diego Martin Northeast, was speaking at the opening of First Citizens' newest branch in Westfield, which he said caters to a significant catchment for that area.
This branch will serve, amazingly, as many as 60,000 customers. That's the net, I'm told. And I'm also told that it will grow. It's expected to grow by about 4,000 people per year.
And the group CEO, Karen Darbesi, said the bank notices the need to continue delivering services to the Western Peninsula.
Diego Martin has grown and evolved over the years, and we are so very happy to be here today to formally open our new branch. Also grown and evolved, Mr. Jack, grown and evolved to match the needs of this community.
Sonolala, TTT News.
Turning to weather, Gia has the weekend update.
Keisha, this weekend isn't looking too promising for outdoor party as we kick off from Friday with some unsettled conditions. More in the forecast, so see you then.
Patients that come in with sensitivity and bleeding gums, that's a red flag. I'll definitely recommend new Sensodyne sensitivity and gum because it has dual action. We're already using toothpaste. Why not switch it out for something that's going to help reduce both sensitivity and the gum issues?
It's finally here, the most anticipated time of the year. Sweet 100's Christmas in July. Stay tuned to social media at Sweet 100.1 FM or sweet100fm.com for more details.
TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
We are going beyond the headlines, asking the questions you want answered. Joining us this week is His Excellency Ambassador Dennis Francis, President-elect of the United Nations General Assembly. Join us this Sunday at 7 p.m. on TTT, TTT Live Online, and Talk City 91.1 FM. We are delving deeper.
Welcome back, everyone. Republic Bank Limited recorded a 350% increase in acceptance of its e-commerce solution and a 94% increase in sign-ups for corporate online banking solutions to date. Vice President of the bank, Richard Sami, attributed the uptick to businesses and individuals navigating around lockdown measures and restrictions with digital preferences continuing into the post-pandemic period. He called attention to what he believes are the 5 essential components of digital transformation: people, competition, data, innovation, and value.
Any organizational transformation must first be accepted and then driven by people. Right mindsets, skills, knowledge, dedication are critical factors for success.
Minister of Digital Transformation Hassel Bacchus noted that the rollout of e-services to citizens and businesses must be a key objective of the digitalization efforts ongoing across government, but he emphasized that e-services will not replace the more traditional in-person channels of service delivery.
We're fully aware that our citizens are varying degrees of digital readiness. Citizens, in this case, a lot of them are your customers, at various degrees of digital readiness. And so the approach that we've taken to service is to leverage technology to offer our citizens choice. We're not forcing them to accept unfamiliar and new solutions, which in some cases they simply don't trust.
Both men were speaking at the launch of the 5th edition of AmCham TNT's Tech Hub Island Summit. This year's theme is Catapult. The conference aims to focus on learning from the strides, accomplishments and failures of others and ways to propel our current digital transformation agenda forward.
She's a producer, artist and overall creative. Vernice Herrera, known in the music biz as Trini Baby, has ventured into new territory, as Sherilyn Lewis tells us.
Islands in the sun. Since she burst on the scene many years ago, Trini Baby has been one of the leading female producers in the game. With many projects in store, nothing is stopping her.
Coming from a musical family, it's no surprise Trini Baby is the talented artist-producer she is today. Influenced by her late brother to step into the spotlight, Trini Baby's break came about 7 years ago.
Fast forward to 2016 was when Second Star hit me up from seeing one of my covers, which was Road Trip by Marshall Montano. And he hit me up to come to the studio, which was located right near me. And we did background vocals for Mamacita and My Wish. And that was like my start.
Since then, she has worked with major acts such as Marshall Montano, Sparrow, Nadia Batson, Prince Swanee, and many more.
We recently released Mother Good Good Daughter with Natty Moods, big up Natty Moods, and Ashade on the remix, you know, big bad song. And well, I'm working on a lot of different style of zest rhythms. So yeah, look out for that. Look out, a big project in the works.
And now Trini Baby has taken a personal interest in music.
I never thought that I would want to be like a manager. But seeing the way that, like from my own experiences, how some artists are treated underneath managers, I was like, nah, I want to be one of them, to be like one of the good ones, you know, to help out these artists and bring clarity.
Her discovery, Ashade, an underground spoken word artist who has been able to grow and expand his skill sets as an artist.
I want to release more music. I am on a very amazing journey, and I just want to be consistent in the stuff that I do, and I want to show up more as an artist. I have a lot of anxiety, so I'm working on that. Okay. And being an artist is actually helping me deal with that and to express myself more, even knowing that it has people out there that could relate to me, you know. So yeah, and I want to just reach further than I am now, continue to grow as an artist and be something big out of Trinidad and Tobago. I want to represent for the females, especially, like to make a better pathway, easier pathway, I should say, so it wouldn't have to be so difficult, and bring others up on the journey with me. Whoever I can bring, I want to bring them so they don't have to go through the same things I went through, or the same, you know, ways of it being that hard to access a lot of stuff, which I need to thank Trini Baby for again.
I'm Sherilyn Lewis for TTT News, urging you to live for local.
Remember, you can keep up to date with all that's happening on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TTT Live online. Up next, Warriors wounded in Missouri.
Unfortunately, Keisha, a tough night for TNT at the Gold Cup. The details and questions after this break.
Calling all Earth defenders. Folio has recruited Kylan Meyer to join the team to save our planet from Charlie the Litterbug. You too can become one of the Earth defenders to unite against pollution and defeat Charlie.
When strong pain strikes, I take Panadol Ultra. That relieves fast 5 types of tough pain. That's when I feel my pain starting to fade and I'm going back to myself. Panadol. Release starts here.
TTT News. Committed. Accurate. Relevant.
It's finally here! Most anticipated time of the year. Sweet 100's Christmas in July. Stay tuned to social media at Sweet 100.1 FM or sweet100fm.com for more details.
Welcome back. We begin in El Salvador, where Trinidad and Tobago's athletes continue to excel at the 2023 CAC Games. In the pool, Dylan Carter completed the set when he added a silver medal to his personal tally in the men's 50-meter backstroke in 25.55 seconds. Nikolai Blackman won silver in the men's 200-meter freestyle in 1 minute 50.41 seconds, his second podium at the Games between Mexico's Igor George and Hector Rubalcaba. Carter and Blackman was second and third in Heat 5 of the men's 50-meter free in 22.69 and 22.78 respectively. They'll line up in tonight's A final. And on the track, TTO's Nicholas Paul, Zion Pulido and Kwesi Brown won bronze in the men's team sprint, beating Cuba in 1 minute 1.635 seconds. Today, Brown and Paul qualified 1 and 2 in the men's sprint, Paul in 99.76, Brown 10.216 seconds. Elsewhere at the Games, TNT's men's volleyballers have had a rough start to their campaign, losing by 3 straight sets in 2 consecutive matches to El Salvador and Puerto Rico. TTO plays Centro Caribe Sports in their next match tomorrow. Now, let's hear from our women's hockey team, who spoke to Ken Fuentes ahead of the competition.
The team narrowly missed out on qualifying for the Women's Hockey 5 World Cup and has used this as motivation to go all the way at the CAC Games.
Coming off of 5s with a tough loss, we are going into CAC with a mindset that we didn't get our job done in 5, but we want to get our job done in CAC, and that job is to medal.
The TNT women's squad has been together for some time, and its co-captain believes it will translate into success on the field.
I'm confident, I'm happy. Been playing with them for years, so I feel like the bond that we will have and the chemistry we'll have on the field, we could do our best out there.
Shania is happy to be leading the team alongside Zenny Henry.
Well, I am leading the team alongside Zenny Henry. It's an honor. It's something that I always wanted to do, and I accomplished it with leading the under-21 girls in the Junior Pan Am in 2021, and then followed with the 5s. I was alongside Christine, and well, this is my second time doing it for the senior team, and it's a big accomplishment for me, and it's an honor. So,
Kent Fuentes, TTT Sports.
All the best to the ladies. Now over in Missouri, Jamaica powered past Trinidad and Tobago in their second match of the 2023 CONCACAF Gold Cup last evening. Both teams were after all 3 points to enhance their prospects for a berth into the quarterfinals. But it was the Reggae Boys who went about the task with purpose to take a 3-0 first-half lead. Damari Gray opened the scoring in the 14th minute, with Leon Bailey doubling the lead 4 minutes later. Gray scored his second on the half hour as TNT held on to go in just 3 down at the break. Angus Eves' side showed a bit more drive and determination early in the second half and pulled one back through Andre Rampersad 4 minutes in. But the Reggae Boys got a late own goal to win 4-1. TNT next faced the United States in their final group match on Sunday in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, TTT Sports' Wayne Cunningham is travelling with the national team and brings us some post-match context.
Trinidad and Tobago went into Game 2 of the CONCACAF Gold Cup 2023 with hopes of getting a positive result to augur well going into the quarterfinal stage, but it was not to be. Jamaica was quicker, faster, stronger, and smarter in the first half, and they scored 3 goals. We spoke to Coach Angus Eve at the post-match press conference, and this is what he had to say about the performance.
Tristan Hodge had a tight hamstring. Kevin Molino just coming back from football, he complained that he was really tired and he didn't think he could start. And Ray had some little knocks and bruises, so we brought in 3 changes. We were trying to keep the game a little bit tight in the first half so we could go and probably get those players on the second half to express ourselves a little bit more. Well, I formulated a plan from the time we got the goals. Unfortunately, we seem to be a little bit nervous tonight. I think names probably scare us, and we really made some bad mistakes tonight. But all in all, I take full blame for the result because I'm the coach of the team. I thought the second half, we were way more positive. It seems like we settled down better. Credit to Jamaica, the type of players that they have and the quality that they have in the team and playing against
You know, we don't have that type of quality, and it's always going to be a struggle. But when you give away soft goals, I thought we gave away a lot of soft goals very early, and so we had to dig ourselves out of a hole. And I think, you know, credit to them for the way they started. We just had to pick the guys up.
Well, you heard it from the coach. We have to go out there and get a positive result from the United States if we are to continue in this CONCACAF World Cup. He's confident that he could pick the team up, get his players back in the right mindset. We move to Charlotte, North Carolina now for that big game with the United States, and our team will do well in the CONCACAF World Cup.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cunningham. Now, a compact and successful season. That's the best way to describe this year's Secondary Schools Cricket League, as the league hosted its awards and a prize-giving ceremony. After 4 years of absence, stakeholders of the SSCL gathered for the end-of-season awards function. 80 schools and 3,000 students participated in the league this year, where new champions were born. President of the SSCL, Nigel Mirage, incentivized the total development of students while calling on more corporate involvement.
I want to urge other corporate sponsors to follow in the excellent footsteps of PowerGen and work with all our national sporting organizations as we endeavor to fulfill our mandate of the holistic development of our student athletes.
To the awards now, where Presentation College San Fernando were crowned the National Under-14 Championship and were also joint winners with Hillview College for the Under-16 title, with that game being rained off. The National Senior title went to Rio Claro East Secondary School, while their fellow colleagues from the area, Rio Claro West Secondary, received their long-awaited trophy after winning the Girls Open Intercol title in May. A title did venture eastward as El Dorado East Secondary copped the national championship title. During the presentation, General Manager of PowerGen, Hayden I. Fulong, inspired the student athletes to transfer their passion for cricket to the classrooms.
Just as you did for cricket, organize yourself and show up on time. Prepare yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. You learn to work hard in order to be the best. Be a good team player and maintain that winning attitude.
Presentation San Fernando continued their sterling year, receiving both the Premiership League trophy and the National Intercol T20, completing the double, and were also awarded as the School of the Year for their clean sweep. Amrita Ramtahal of Parapur East Secondary copped the Female Cricketer of the Year. She scored 142 runs and took 10 wickets. Jalen Ransom of Princestown West Secondary was the Male Championship Cricketer of the Year, scoring 252 runs and bagging 9 wickets. Meanwhile, the Premiership Cricketer of the Year went to talisman batter from Presentation College San Fernando, Riyad Mohammed, who scored a total of 466 runs. Well, that's a look at sport. We have your weather report coming up after this break. Stay with us.
Do you have a complaint about your cell phone, landline, cable or satellite television or internet service which has not been resolved even after you've complained to your provider? If so, then call TTT, the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, at our toll-free number 800-TATT. That's 800-8288 and lodge your complaint. TATT is authorized by law to investigate your complaint. So call us at 800-TATT. That's 800-8288.
Hello everyone, welcome to Weather Today. Firstly, thick Saharan dust is making air quality unhealthy for sensitive persons. Meanwhile, another tropical wave approaches the region. However, there are no Atlantic tropical cyclones. So this disturbance southeast of Bermuda has a low chance for development during the next couple of days, while it moves generally northward. And further south, thunderstorms and flooding rains will affect Dominican Republic and Haiti on Friday as this tropical wave moves over the central Caribbean Sea. Meanwhile, the significant Saharan dust affecting the Lesser Antilles today should clear during Friday. And following this dust haze, there's a moist tropical wave near Suriname that will affect Guyana on Friday. Heavy showers and thunderstorms should then reach Trinidad and Tobago Saturday morning, leading to an unsettled weekend. Now here at home today, following Thursday's high of 32.7 degrees Celsius at Piarco. Right now it is 30 degrees Celsius, and in Tobago, Crown Point's max was 31.4 degrees Celsius, and currently it's now 30 degrees Celsius. Tonight, expect a warm 26 degrees Celsius in Tobago, and in Trinidad, expect 25 degrees Celsius yet again. Now, overnight, both islands should remain mostly fair but hazy despite the odd brisk shower. Now, on Friday morning starts generally sunny, hazy and breezy. Later, skies will turn partly cloudy with showers over a few areas by late afternoon. Now, a maximum 31 degrees Celsius is likely in Tobago. And for Trinidad, although 1 degree higher, 32 degrees Celsius will feel like 35 yet again. So increasing cloudiness Friday night leads to scattered showers and a 60 to 70% medium to high chance of thunderstorms, especially by early Saturday morning. So many areas will begin Saturday morning cloudy with periods of showers or rain, and also a 60 to 70% still medium to high chance of heavy showers and or isolated thunderstorms. Now, conditions should settle by Saturday night, and Sunday should begin partly cloudy with occasional showers and the low chance of a stray thunderstorm, eventually giving way to a mostly fair Sunday afternoon. And mariners, moderate seas continue during Friday with waves offshore from 1.5 to 2 meters and below 1 meter in sheltered bays. High tides are at 12:47 a.m. and 12 p.m. Low tide is at 7:30 a.m. and 7:09 p.m. So ahead of an unsettled Friday night, please stay safe. Gusty winds and street or flash flooding can occur during heavy showers or thunderstorms. Back to you, Keisha.
Thank you, Gia. Josiah Ferrier is many things. This praise man performed at the Secondary Schools Cricket League prize-giving award ceremony. Former Mr. Sandfest reminds us that can also come with a message. Here's more in tonight's Feel Good Moment.
Oh, that was excellent. Yet another reason to be proud to be Prez Sachin.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, this is TTT News. Stay tuned. Coming up with another Prez man in depth with Kirosta.
By 20, 50 by 25.
This is Kyron Pollard. When you play, do it the legal way. Don't bet.